Maybe this is the ungoal setting edition of some inspirational videos.
It's 2023. It's I can't stop now.
Hey everyone, my name is Vince Palco, and I have a YouTube channel where we do a lot of cold plunges, and I've been doing more and more of these. I've been doing them for a long time, but filming more and more of these plunges, and have a great friend from many years ago who's also doing them in his own little journey. And I thought it would be amazing to have him on today to share with you the insights he's gathered from his experience doing cold plunges. He has a unique way of doing them. He's been doing them for 90 days straight. When you look at him, the guy's skin is glowing, he's fit, he's upbeat, he's got lots of energy, but he's a good friend of mine, Mike Bromilow. A little bit of background on him. He grew up in Winnipeg, Manitoba, up in Canada. His mom, dad, sister, you had a pooch too as a dog growing up. Dogs make a house a home, don't they?
Absolutely.
But he also played football back in the day like me. Since he was 10 years old, ended up with a scholarship to a few different schools. He chose Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, BC, because they played in the NAIA. And essentially they were a Canadian university. He's from the Great White North. Basically got drafted to the BC Lions, cut just before the first game of the season. 2 years later, signed with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in 1996. After that, in 1996, he went to Hamburg, Germany in February as a warm-up, intending to go back to Winnipeg for the training camp, but stayed in Hamburg, Germany. And that's where he and I met each other for the first time. We played on the same team, the Hamburg Blue Devils. Won a couple championships over there. Was an amazing experience. My goal was to get to the NFL. Never happened, but it was a great kind of offshoot to the path that I thought I was going to go down. Traveled a lot over there. And then for Mike, from 98 to 2021, he's been working for Big Pharma. And then in 2021, he is the CFO for GG8 Sports. Amazing company. Go check out that site. It's gg8sports.com. Doing a lot of cutting edge stuff with technology. If your child is a soccer player or an athlete in general, I think they're going to expand into other areas, but for now they're in soccer. Great technology to help you get better as a player, with all kinds of analytics and new age stuff that I don't know much about. But yeah, so that's a little bit of his background. He has a couple kids, a 14-year-old daughter, 16-year-old son, and they're both pretty amazing children to him. So with that intro, Mike, thank you for joining us on this cold plunge chat, if you will.
Cold plunge chat. Yeah, no, thanks, Vince. It's always good to see you. I can't believe we've known each other since 96. 96 feels like yesterday, but it was a long time ago. Wouldn't know it to look at you. But it was a heck of a time there in Hamburg, and funny how things work and what your intentions are and where they land, and everything happens just as they should, I think. So so yeah, it's been a cool to keep in touch over this last, however, I don't even want to say how many years it was.
Yeah.
But here we are, connected once again, first connected by football, now connected by cold water. So
yes, very, very interesting plight. Give the viewers a memory from the days of Hamburg, Germany. Do you have one memory?
I do. Oh, I got lots of memories.
That you can share on the interwebs.
Well, I'll share one that there's, like I say, there's tons, but you remember the time, I think we were playing down in Munich. So we were in Hamburg, which is in the north of Germany. We were playing in Munich, I believe, or down south. We had a long train ride home, and our owner booked us this train that had this, we'll call it the party car on it. So these trains in Europe had this, and this one section, this whole car was basically a club, a nightclub, a bar, or at least we turned it into. So we had this whole football team and all our followers, and we had won this big game, and we're traveling this long journey back, and we had, let's just say, a heck of a good time on that party car. I know you remember.
Yes.
And let's just say that that was the first and last time that the Hamburg Blue Devils were afforded a party car on a train ride back from Munich to Hamburg, a long journey. That we enjoyed it. We made the most of that opportunity, but we never did receive that opportunity again, for reasons that I guess probably made sense. But
And we'll just tie a nice little bow on that story and set it aside from there. And we
but
won't
it was
come
great.
up
I
with
mean, there's so many good times, and we were there for the football, but we weren't there for the football. We were there for the friendship and the journey. And when he had a weekend off, hey, where do you want to go this weekend? Oh, well, we were in Amsterdam last weekend. How about we pop up to Copenhagen this weekend? Oh, sure. How about that? You know,
Yeah.
it was just something pretty surreal. And the people there, best people, like just, you know, I think that was the other thing. There were us North Americans, but the German folks were so open-hearted and just friendly, and I think that was the best part of my experience meeting you guys. But just being friends with the locals, and just great group of people, everybody, organization, all the way down to the players on the field.
Yeah, truly an amazing experience to be able to travel the world and play the sport you love.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, you know, the intention of this video is to create a community of cold plungers. You mentioned we played football together back in the day, and you know, now we're connected via, it's interesting, right? You have friend groups that you have and friends that you have, and then over time you maybe just lose touch with them. And it's nothing bad, it's just you don't have much in common with them anymore. And I think what's kept us in touch is just business, and then also, you know, this idea of challenging our minds to do cold plunges. And it's interesting because to do cold plunges, and not only just once every month, but once, you're doing them every day for the last 90 days, which is fantastic and amazing. I probably get 2 in a week, but I'm in there, you know, pretty good low temperatures and in there for a good amount of time. But it just takes someone that's a little bit off, that
Mhm.
wants to receive benefits from cold water. And for me, it started in college when we had to do 3-a-day practices in 90, 95-degree weather in full pads, and your legs are spent after the first couple sessions. So they've got these cold, basically tubs out on the practice field. Get in there for a few minutes and you instantly feel regenerated, energized. Your legs are back, you know, to it. But, you know, to be able to just go into a cold plunge on your own without a coach saying, do this, it's going to help you, it takes a different kind of mindset. So essentially, give us a little bit of background on your kind of history with cold plunges, cold tubs, cold dunks, whatever the phrase is out there, to get us to before the 90-day initiative.
Yeah, I think you reminded me of my college days up at SFU in the NAIA. We were not NCAA, so we were the second, rate NAIA, but we did 2-a-days as well. Not 3 days for us, but we had 2-a-days, a couple weeks of that before the season started, and that was my first exposure to the cold tubs. Call them hot colds, right?
Yep.
Go in, and we had the 2 steel cold tubs, and they had a little jet thing, like a little propeller to agitate the water around.
Yep.
And they were lifesavers for 2-a-days. Like,
Yep.
you'd come after those couple first day or two if you didn't do the plunge, or before I kind of knew about it, and you see the veterans getting in the cold tubs, and then we have the hot tub right there, and you kind of go, I don't know, a couple minutes in the cold, and then 2 or 3 minutes in the hot colds, back and forth, and they were lifesavers. So I always had that in my head of the benefits of at least the cold plunge, for sure. And yeah, when you're in your 18 to 20 early 20s, not as impacting, I don't think, in terms of like, suffering the cold. As we get older, we get softer, and so I think it becomes a little more profound. But that was my first exposure, and then along the way, I always had that in my mind. So I've been doing triathlons for a number of years, and I remember I did a race in Montreal, and I was at this Westin hotel, and they had this cold tub, the big, like a really cold tub. Nobody's using it, but they had it there. And I remember remembering, oh yeah, the cold plunge from back in the university days. So hopped in there and And I just knew the physiological benefits that it could give you physiologically, not psychologically necessarily, but physiologically. So he did that, and then he did my own little hot cold, and that was, I
You
don't
went
know.
down the hall to get the ice bucket from the machine and filled up your tub in the
Yeah.
hotel.
Oh yeah.
That's
No,
awesome.
no. This was this was just in the pool area. They had
Oh,
actually
okay.
a cold tub for their
Gotcha.
guests that nobody was using.
Okay.
But so I just tried it on, so to speak, right? And then I guess my other memory of that is Tony Robbins. I kind of probably like you and like many people, like to listen to some motivational ideas from different individuals. And Tony Robbins is pretty famous and has been around forever. And I remember him, he's probably been talking about this for a decade, maybe more. I don't know. But hearing him talk about this cold plunge, and he does it every morning. And so that's always kind of been in the back of my head. So yeah, I guess before that was my exposure was with athletics, and then a little bit of kind of the Tony Robbins area. I don't think many people outside of that were really talking about it over the last year. I know it's kind of come to popularity now for multiple reasons that we might talk about, but yeah, that was my exposure.
Yeah, if you're around TikTok and you click on anything that's health related, or it seems there's more and more. I get bombarded, maybe because I'm watching them constantly on TikTok and YouTube. But okay, interesting. So you and I have been going back and forth with texts, and you tell me, hey, I'm on day 15. I'm like, dang, that's amazing. Hey, now I'm on day 30. Well, now you're on day 90. Give us the mindset going in. For me, when I set a goal, I lock it in of what I want to do, but I don't tell many people. I did a Murph for 30 days straight, which is, 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, another mile run. And for me, I just wanted to get through 2 weeks. And then someone said something to me like, oh yeah, Vince, surprised you showed up this day. And I was like, oh, wow, they don't think I can do it.
Yeah.
Game on. So give me your mindset going into this initiative that you wanted to challenge yourself with in the cold plunge. And first, give us the setup, how you set up your house to do it, and give us the lay of the land there.
Yeah, so looking back, I've got this app that I track certain habits with. I think it's called Streaks or something like that. And so looking back on this app here, it was October 10th, Monday, October 10th was the first plunge, 2022. So why did I do it on October 10th? 2022 was a tough year for me. To get too heavy into it, but it was really tough for lots of reasons. Just life changes, all good, all really good, all necessary, wouldn't change a thing, all that's needed to happen. But let's just say that it's a lot of internal battles, which are necessary, and everybody's got them. So I'm not unique in this, but I think everybody's got their own stuff that they're dealing with. As little or big, there is still stuff. And I'm starting this company, and as you're an entrepreneur, Vince. It's not for the faint of heart. It sounds all warm and fuzzy when you listen to the YouTubes and the Instagrams, and that's cool. Yeah, I want to face that too. And coming from 20 plus years in big pharma, that was cush, man. That was really, it was hard, but it was easy compared to this mindset, these struggles that you have. And I'm so grateful to have them, but it's tough. And then just some personal stuff, and I'm like, and I've always been one who's has a learner's mindset. I want to learn. I'll take this course, I'll take that course. Oh, I want to listen to this idea, that idea. I love that stuff. I'm also a procrastinator. I'm also sometimes a shiny metal object, get into something and maybe don't follow it through enough. So I like to try different things, I guess, is the takeaway. And I'm always looking to be better, be as good as I can. I'm also the type of guy that'll just jump on something right away. I went plant-based when I turned 40 back in 2012. Woke up, I did my research, okay, and go, I'm going to try this. Boom, cold turkey, next day, done. And it's been since 2012. Wow. And that's just the way I roll. with certain things. It's just like, I don't think about, I do think about it a lot, but when I do it, I do it. Not saying I stick with it all the time, as I just said, but I can, let's go, I'm going to try it. So that was with this. I don't know exactly how it came. I know you'd been talking about doing cold plunges. Maybe I saw a couple more Tony Robbins things. And the one thing I think that struck for me was I heard something about not only the physiological benefits that I knew, but I heard about the psychological stuff that it can happen. And that was a big appeal for me. Psychologically, they say mental health, reduce anxiety, reduce depression, reduce all that sort of negative bucket of stuff. I wasn't clinically depressed, I wasn't clinically anxious, but I had that I was in a funk, right? I work at home now. I don't have an office to go to. I'm a virtual entrepreneur working with my team across the US and Europe. I love it, but you don't get that interaction, right? So there's negatives there. And then physiologically, you have all that stuff, motivation, drive, like they say there's all this other stuff. I'm like, huh, okay. Why not, right? So something tweaked, and I just said I'm going to do it. And so on October 10th, Monday, October 10th, I've got basically a regular sized tub, maybe just a tiny bit bigger, but I'm 6'4". I'm not a small dude, so I basically filled that sucker up. I plugged that little hole that drains. That if you fill the tub too high, it'll drain. Yeah. Plugged it with a face cloth, so I can fill the tub like above the line, basically almost overflowing, as much as water as I can get in there. Yeah. And put it to cold, and just filled it up, and just went in. And I heard on the podcast saying that sweet spot is between 60 degrees Fahrenheit and 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's kind of, I can't remember if that's the Wim Hof thing or something. So it was just try to keep it in that range.
Nothing cooler?
Pardon me?
Nothing colder, just keep it between 60.
Basically, whatever comes out of my tap is what I got.
Yeah.
There's no ice going in there, and generally, it's down. I can get it down into the low 40s from what's coming out, at least in October, November, December here in Vancouver, Canada. Yes. So maybe if I was back in Winnipeg, it might be colder, or Cleveland, but this is what I got. So I just take what I get out of the tub. It's just very easy. Yep. Take what I get out of the tap, I should say, and just jump in. So I think the first day, I don't even know how long I went for, maybe 5 minutes. I can't remember. I do my watch, a little stopwatch. I don't remember, but quickly from there, it escalated to a round number, 10 minutes. And I just picked that 10 minutes arbitrarily. Actually, another thing was I heard that 2 minutes, I think this is Wim Hof again, maybe 2 minutes is the physiological benefit. If you're in for 2 minutes, you're getting all the physiological benefits that you need for the body. After 2 minutes, it's like bonus time. And that's where the psychological stuff comes in. So if you're hanging out for 3, 4, 5, and again, I just go to 10 because it's a nice round number. That's where it's like, well, I could get out now, but no, I choose to stay. I make the choice to stay, right? Yeah. And I think you're still probably getting, maybe it's not as a steep curve physiologically after that 2 minutes, but you're still getting the benefits, right? Sure. And yeah, so now that's kind of where I got to now. I don't know if you want to get into my little protocol that I do, but yeah, I did it on October 10th. I didn't have a goal of how long I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it every day and see how it goes, sort of thing. And yeah, it's been great.
So the mindset was, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do it every day. I don't have an end goal to it, and let's roll. Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's test. These folks are saying it's good for you. You're going to feel better. Okay. Yeah. I call BS. Let's try it. And I like to experiment on myself for these little things. So let's try it, and let's give it a good college try, and see what happens.
I think between the plant-based and the cold plunges and your workouts, dude, you look like you're growing younger every day. Not
Thanks, man.
looks like
you're just You cut it off. I don't know where it's getting cut off, somewhere around here. So that's good. Let's keep going with that.
It's like, you stepped off the plane from Germany, and you're even lighter than you were back then.
I am lighter. I do weigh less now than I did weigh in Germany. So that's
Yeah, if
true
you
there.
weighed what you weigh now, you'd be pushed around in the middle in the defensive line. You'd be like a receiver now.
That's right.
Great stuff. So I love it. Love the approach. And here you start just, hey, what's the expression? 1,000 miles begins with the first step, or something to
Yeah.
that effect.
Yeah.
But give us the benefits that you've seen. As much as you want to share, as little as you want to share. It'd be interesting if you've seen benefits consistently 30, 60, 90. Is it, or you've checked in with me before and you've given me amazing benefits. Are there any other additional benefits that you've seen after 90 days straight doing this?
Yeah.
First,
So-
what are the benefits you received? Sorry.
So yeah, that's okay. So I'd say the benefits, there's a bunch of them. So let's go. The first one is the mental win. So standing there in front of the cold tub of water first thing in the morning and going boop, on stopwatch, I'm in. And that's what I do, is I have my stopwatch, and it's just like, as soon as I physically hit the button, I have no choice. I have to go in. So hit the button and I'm in. And then you're in, and it sucks, or it doesn't suck. Sometimes it doesn't suck. And you're in, and you do my protocol, and then I'm out, and you're like, rock and roll. Like, not once have I got out and gone, well, that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Get out, and you're just like let's go. It's game time, right? And it just that in and of itself, of just the physical, you just feel great. And I got my first win for the day. As I said, I work from home, or if it's a week, whatever, you've got your day, but boom, you've got a good win. You've got yourself on the right path. And I think that's huge. I was just listening to these stoic quotes or something like that, and one's like, win the day, win the morning, and then you win your day, and then if you win every day, then you're winning, whatever winning means to you. So just starting out first thing, and I do think it should be, there's never a should, but most benefits first thing in the morning for sure.
Are you a coffee drinker? Would you cut that off too?
I don't drink as much coffee now. I don't know if that's connected or not, but I've never really needed to. I've enjoyed it, but I'd go sometimes back in the day, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups just for enjoyment level. Not that I need to be wired, but now it's like, yeah, maybe I'll go days without drinking a cup of coffee now. Maybe there's connection. I haven't really thought about it, but that's the big one, is you got a mental win. It's like, and I think that's maybe one of the bigger ones, is putting yourself, looking at that, and going into that, you making the conscious choice to put yourself in an uncomfortable position, be uncomfortable, like just can't be excited to be uncomfortable. Can't wait to be uncomfortable. And part of it, I don't know if this is ego or not, but all these other people are not uncomfortable. I'm being uncomfortable. And I find kind of a bit of energy in that, of being different, of maybe just shifting things a little bit from that way, of having that, like I'm trying to go that extra step, and it's not necessarily easy. It's not hard, but it's that win, that makes sense. Does that how you feel too when you do it?
Yeah, and like exercise first thing in the morning at an early time, I think the combination of those two, there'll be times I'll go work out at 5:15, get up at 5:15, work out 5:30 outside in the cold, and then come back, hop in the cold tub for another 3 or 4 minutes. I'm buzzing pretty good at that point.
Yeah,
and absolutely. I feel like any challenge that I get that day, I can overcome it. I'm 30% more happy, 30% more able to handle stuff that comes out of the blue, and
totally.
so I think it's almost like building mental reps for any challenge you might face. But it's interesting, you said something early on. You said when you get successful, you get soft, something to that effect. And that's a common theme. I'm reading a book called Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday. And it's interesting. He talks about a lot of different things when it comes to discipline, but seeking discomfort, seeking challenges, putting yourself out there so that you challenge your mind. Because think about it, like if you've ever had success, I know in my business, one year I made as much as I did in the year before. In a full year, I made it in a month. And I'm going, what? And so like I start to get all lazy, complacent. But you think about that, when you get success, you can get soft pretty quick. If you're not challenging the mind, if you're not challenging your body. What I love about our current CEO for our company is he's constantly pushing himself, constantly challenging himself. And I think you need to do that so you don't get soft. But yeah, I would agree 1,000%. What are some other benefits that you've experienced?
Well, just one quick mention on, I think we as a people, certainly living in North America, we are soft. we have an easy life, which is great, but we have a very comfortable, I say easy physiologically at least, right? So, and in a lot of aspects, still, life is tough, but these are things that our ancestors, or people that settled the lands back, people that moved to Winnipeg or Cleveland back in the day, and set up shop there. Man, those were tough winters, not soft people back then, but we've come. So this is just a way to, artificially or intentionally, give us that edge back potentially. So just to add commentary. So the other benefits are I think I've definitely mentally more vibrant, I would say. Like I say, I wasn't depressed or anxious, but I wasn't maybe as lit up as I could be, or as one should be, or whatever it is. So definitely a little bit more pep in the step. Certainly after you do it in the day, it sets you on a right trajectory, like you said, to deal with certain things that come across your path that day. Definitely, I'd say it makes that contribution, but that positivity in light of uncertainty, right? Like uncertainty that maybe you have at a macro level with a project or your business, or these little micro uncertainties, just positive, right? I think it definitely, there's something there. There has to be something there. Less procrastination for me. That's a big one for me. Sometimes I'm a procrastinator, and even as small as you walk in the kitchen and you see that sink full of dishes, you're like, I could turn and walk away. Or, you know what? I'm just going to take care of that right now. And I love that. And there's a James Clear, who wrote that book, Atomic Habits. There's a quote I captured from him. This came to me, I don't know, 40 days or so ago. And it's every action, I wrote it down here, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. James Clear, Atomic Habits. I love that. And you can pull in a bunch of different other pieces, but it speaks to that walking by the sink. Do I want to be the guy that procrastinates, that walks by, that doesn't do it? Do I want to be the guy that does it right now? I'm just going to take care of it right now. And you know what? It's the same thing. I never walked away from taking care of it going, oh, that was a bad decision. You feel great, and versus I have walked away from it in the past, and you come back and you're like, oh, there we go, you got to do that, or whatever task, as a silly example, but insert task here, right? Like just get it done. GST, get stuff done. It's I think it's really helped me for that.
Yeah,
I attribute to the cold plunge. It's just this mindset. I don't know if it's physiological, it's resetting, it's getting you started, but I think there's a lot there for me, because I like to get stuff. I could be a procrastinator, still can, but that's a big one, so there's a second one for sure.
Real quick, you said something where you're just about to get into the cold plunge, and you look at your watch, and as soon as you hit that thing, you've got to go. for me, when I'm hovering over that thing and I know I'm about to dip, I think the other thing that you experience and one of the benefits is you, it strengthens that I don't want to get up at 5 in the morning and work out and go outside in the 13-degree weather. It strengthens that. What I tell my viewers on my channel is like, don't think, just do. Now, you can't apply that to everything in life, right? You have to think through and make sure you're making the right choices because everything has a consequence. But when you're hovering over that, don't think, just get in, boom, and you're in. So that kind of mentality of, do I want to get out from under these warm covers and not go work out? That's what I want to do. No, you just ignore that. Don't think about it. 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and just go. So I think that, would you agree with that? That it's
100%,
whatever
100%, 100%. And I'm sure you've talked to people about, you know, cold plunge, it comes up, or you bring it up, or whatever. How about when you hear this response? Oh, I could never do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I can never do that.
What did Henry Ford say? Whether you believe you can or can't, you're right.
Absolutely. And I'm like, I call BS on that one. Whoever you are, whether I verbally say that or in my mind, no, not in a negative way, but yes, you could.
Yeah.
But when you say I can't do it, yeah, you could. You can just step in there. Yeah. So you know, anybody can, and to say I can, better to say I don't want to do that, or I choose not to do that. Totally agree with you. But say I can't, yeah, I know that's probably what they mean. But you can, and 100% anybody can. You can. Better to say I don't want to than I can't, because you can. I'll leave it at that.
Let's stay on the new newbies out there. For those that are on the fence and they want to really give this a shot. Those that don't, we don't want you. You know, go watch another video. But for someone that's really interested, what would you recommend? You said you started off with 5 minutes, I think. Give me a system, a 3-step process for what they need to do in order to begin the process. That they're kind of curious about how this would work for them and how they go about doing it. What would you recommend? 3 steps.
Yeah, I would recommend just making it as easy for yourself as you can. Don't overthink it. You know, I use my own tub in my bathroom. Fill it up with the coldest water that comes out of your tap. Who cares what it is? And fill it up as high as it'll go, and put yourself in there. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And put yourself in there for as long as you want. Set your own thing. 30 seconds, cool. Minute, cool. 10 minutes, cool. Whatever you kind of want. I guess people operate differently. I operate with, I want to have a certain time. So pick your own time, jump in and do it. And that's it. And then do it again the next day. And feel, is that right? Do I want to go from a minute to build your own, whatever you want to build. Again, I didn't have a certain time set, but if that's, again, a minute, I'd say try maybe start with 2 minutes, because going back, that's that kind of physiological benefit. So maybe start with 2, go with 2 minutes, and then just go from there. But just figure it out. If you gotta, then you can get into all the different types of tubs, and you can make it as complex and as involved as you want to be, or you can make it as simple. The other one is the shower thing. Get under a cold shower. Yeah. And you and I were talking about this before we started the recording, but you know, I got a buddy of mine that does this under his shower. So maybe you don't have a tub, or a tub that won't fit you, or whatever. I'm sure everybody's got a shower. You got a cold tap in your shower, turn that on. And personally, I think that might be more difficult, or not more difficult, a different mental approach to putting yourself under a stream of water and staying under that stream of water, because it's a lot easier just to step to the side of the stream of water versus it is once you put yourself in the tub, you actually got to physically stand up and get out. Yeah. So that water stream, kudos if that's for you. My buddy, who's been doing this probably for about 40 or 60 days or something, he swears by it. He's a cold shower dude, and he's just jacked doing it after the shower. So again, speaking to somebody that wants to try it, tub, shower, just do something. Do it. It's very easy. Make it easy on yourself.
Yep. How long are you gonna go? You're at 90. What's the
No,
what's
there's no goal. It's daily.
maybe this is the ungoal setting edition of some inspirational videos.
It's 2023. It's I can't stop now.
Yeah.
I'm doing all of 2023. There's no stop in sight. There's no end. It's just part of my day now. I have to do it. And there's been a couple of days recently. I advocate to do it first thing in the morning, where for whatever reason I haven't got to it first thing in the morning, and so it comes maybe closer to noon. Again, working from home, I can kind of take a bit of a break. That's tougher for me to get in at noon than it is at 5, because the brain's telling you, you could wait till 1, you could wait till 2. You don't really need to do it. So it's another battle with you going to brain, F you brain, I'm getting in that tub.
Yeah.
It's easier for me to do first thing in the morning, just get up, fill a tub, boom, go, feel the benefits. I find that a couple of times I've kind of pushed it off. And it's another challenge to battle the brain that's telling you, hey man, be soft, be cool. Hey, jump on that bed, lay down, relax. You're like, ain't happening, kid.
So are you hitting the cold tub before you hit a workout? Explain your morning routine.
Yeah, morning routine is I like to get up if I can before 5, 4:57, so I can tell people I'm up before 5. But get up about 5. Then brush the teeth, do the plunge. I'll do 20 minutes of quick meditation, and then I'm done. Sometimes I'll work out if I can first thing, whether that be hitting the weights or a little run. Sometimes it's just the way the day goes. I'll bike in the afternoon on some days. This morning I was up on the bike at 6:30. So it just depends, but I'm a morning workout person if I can. I think it's the best. It just like you said, you just fuel you. So a workout and a plunge is great. This morning I did a workout 6:30 to 8, and then right after that I did my plunge, which was I was doing on the bike, so it was good for the legs, right? Like the hot colds back in university days, get in there after a hard workout is good. Sometimes it gives you a good kick to get into a workout, to do it before a workout. Or you could say, especially if it's leg intensive, I like to kind of maybe save it for after the workout. But again, you got to be careful with the mind, because if after that workout, I'm like, "Ooh, okay, that cold tub's waiting," like it's funny what the brain does. It's trying to trick you all the time. It's trying to talk you out of it and trick you all the time.
Yeah.
So it's the opportunity for us to win mentally.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts, feedback?
Yeah, closing thoughts is I just think it's, why not try? Why not? What's the worst that can happen? You can get a little cold, maybe it's not for you, but what's the best that could happen? Maybe we say it could change your life. Maybe it could say it could just give you that extra little jump on something. Why not? It's 5 minutes, it's 10 minutes out of your day. It's nothing. It's really insignificant.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can, like, oh, I could never do that. Yeah, you can. Absolutely, you can. And people are way tougher than they give their own selves credit for, I think. So yeah, I love it. Give it a shot. And the benefits are untold. I think for everybody, they're going to find something.
Yep. So if you're a newbie and something's holding you back, type into the comments below what's kind of keeping you back. Like what's holding you back from giving it a try. And if you have tried it from this video, leave another comment and let us know how it went. We'd love to know, love to receive any kind of feedback you might give us. And if you are interested in more kinds of information like this, where Mr. Mike and myself are putting ourselves through different challenges like that, kind of recording the benefits that we're receiving. You want more information like that, make sure you subscribe to this page so it lets me know you're interested and you want even more, so I can get you more content like this. But I want to thank my good friend, Mike Bromilow, for his time today. Super pumped to have him on the line to share his success with you and to challenge you a little bit. ignore that inner voice. I always tell my audience, don't think, just do, and get after it. So again, Mike, thanks so much for your time, and we'll see you in the cold plunge.
See you in the cold plunge. Can't wait to get down to Cleveland.
Well, we got to find like a cold river to go jump in. That would be
Yeah,
fun.
even better. Even
Yeah,
better.
the Muddy Maumee right here in Toledo, Ohio. You know, jump in there, just break the ice up a little bit.
Yep.
Get our
The challenge is on. Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. You want to join us? Let us know. All right. Thanks so much, Mike, and we'll talk soon.
See you, Vinny.